Well, hey, Busters. So this is going to be part one of a two-part project. I'm working on a tie-dye shirt for my daughter, and then I'm going to be cutting out with the Cricut and heat setting a message on the front of it. So part one, we're tying up and dyeing the shirt. We're doing an ice dye, something different too. I'm going to be doing a combination of under ice and over ice dyeing. In part two, we'll be cutting out with the Cricut and then heat setting the message. And so come back for part two to see the finish of this birthday shirt. So let's see how this comes out. Well, hi YouTube, and welcome back to all my Buster buddies. Hey, it's your big kahuna here, Brad, and this is Brad's Boredom Busters, your tie-dye art channel. All right, yeah, we're going to be doing a birthday shirt for my daughter. So her birthday is in the beginning of October. This is September 11th. I've got a couple other shirt videos that are coming out before her birthday, but just depending on when this video is finished, I'm going to hold it off until after her birthday to release it because I don't want her or any of her friends seeing it and letting her know about it. But hey, this is going to be a fun project. So like I say, to get started with this one, I am going to be doing a center fan fold, and then I'm going to be doing, like I said, a combination of under ice and over ice dyeing. In the center of the fan fold, that'll be under ice, but then the main body, I'm going to be using one of Dharma's new ice dye colors, Warrior Princess, and that's best to be done dye over the ice. So we'll be doing a combination, and hopefully that'll come out really cool, and it'll also be a gravity dye as well. All right, so what you're going to need for this project is a 100% cotton t-shirt in white. You need to pre-wash that first and then soak it in soda ash solution for at least 20 minutes. And then take that to your washer and spin out as much moisture as you can. I've done that. Shirt's waiting for me over here. Other items you'll need for this project then is a washable marker, a little bit of string to help create the arc so you can fold up the center fan fold, and then rubber bands just to help bind up the shirt. And then you'll need also a trough to put the shirt in, and some sort of container to allow the ice to melt into that container. And so if you got all that ready, you can come along and follow along with me. All right, let's head over to the work table and get started. All right, Buzzer, so here I am at the work table. My shirt's been prepped, pre-washed, soaked in soda ash solution, spun out, so it's just slightly damp, ready to be folded. So first thing we need to do is center the shirt. I already took it from the underarm seam, shook it out so it's laying flat and square. So let's get the shirt centered up. Okay, there we are. Shirt's all nicely centered, and I pulled the sleeve in from the bottom into the top sleeve, and so now I have it laying out flat. And so now we can take our string, put a loop in it, or however you want to attach your washable marker to it. Determine where you want the center, probably just a little lower than the underarm. Okay, Busters, I'm looking at this. I feel like I've got this a little set a little too low. So I'm just going to redraw this up a little higher. I like that position better, because I didn't want the pattern so far down that it's almost, you know, like below the chest. It's just, I wanted it up higher. Anyway, all right, so now that I've got that established, now we can fold this up. All right, now let's get some rubber bands on that. So I'll let you know the colors. I'm only using 3 colors on this shirt. I'm going to be using Daffodil and Peach and then Warrior Princess. So where I'm planning on putting the design in the next video, that'll be, you know, in this center part of the center fan fold. So the majority of this is going to be the Daffodil, then a little bit of Peach, and then the rest of this body will be actually the Warrior Princess. And I think, because I've had pretty good results in the past, I think what I'm going to do is twist the body, the rest of this, just give it a twist. And when I put on the Warrior Princess ice dye, I think that'll give it a good look and help promote the color splits. All right, I like that. So that's how that's going to go. And so anyway, that's all the fold up for that shirt. And so let me go grab all the gear I need to do our Incline ice dye, and I'll be right back in just a second for you. Okay, Busters, so here we are. We're all kind of set up here. I've got my trough, which is a downspout extension that I get from the home improvement store. I love these because they're usually the right size. Got this little bag of, it's a ground cover for like a lizard's enclosure. I think it's ground walnut shells. But it's in a Ziploc bag that works really well for ice damming for my situation. Anyway, so I think what I'll do is apply the ice here first, and then we'll start putting the dye down here. And then I've got my ice cubes here already out of the mold. And so I'll put those down, and then we'll sprinkle on the rest of the dye for the rest of the body. So let's get the ice down for the body here. Okay, that's probably good enough for that part. So now I can start applying the regular dye that isn't ice dye. All right, so like I said, we're going to start up here with Daffodil. Then it all gets application of dry soda ash. And then we can incline it. So let's get that done. Okay, there we go. So that will sit now to that'll sit until the ice melts, and I'll check our saturation and see how everything looks. If I when it's all melted out, I'll kind of grab it, see if I can flip it over without undoing it too much to see if I've gotten good saturation through to the back side. I'm not too worried about up here. It's just the thick part of the roll here. But if it needs more ice, then I will do so. Or even in the past, if I've needed to, looks like I might have some areas that didn't get dye, especially here where it's the over the ice dye application. I will add a little bit more ice and then dye on that to get good coverage. But anyway, so after everything's said and done, and I'm happy with the coverage, then I'll let it sit for 24 hours after all the ice is melted to let it cure. And after it's cured, I'll take it out to the laundry sink, and we'll do a cold water rinse to flush out the soda ash solution. And then after that, we will turn it up to hot to flush out any dye that hasn't bonded with the fabric yet. And after that, you'll go in the laundry on a hot water wash cycle with detergent and Synthropol, which is a professional textile detergent, which you can pick up in my affiliate links down in the description below, along with any other chemicals and tools and materials that you see me use in my videos. So if you need anything, I'd appreciate it if you get it from me, because that helps out my channel. All right, so after this is all washed and dried, I'll bring it back for the reveal before we start cutting and applying the message that I'm going to put on the front of this shirt for my daughter's birthday. All right, thanks for watching. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, all you dude and dudettes, here is our finished shirt. The center fan fold came out great. Colors radiate beautifully. I love this. This is the daffodil. I believe this is probably because of the peach color, and that's probably even part of this here, although I do have a little bit of the peach may have color split a little bit right in here, but then all this outside color is Warrior Princess, which is great. It's really beautiful. This side of the shirt, we have more kind of, rosy, pinky, kind of reddish colors. And then you have a little bit of the color splits here, a little bit of a, teal or turquoise kind of there, a little darker colors here. But let me show you the back, because it's really weird. I mean, this was a gravity dye, and we did twist the back of the shirt, and it didn't give a whole lot of pattern. But like I say, just remember what you see here, the lighter colors, and then as it moved down the body, it got a little darker. I mean, but lots of different colors. But yeah, take a look at this. This is really cool too. So you ended up with, you still have some of the, pinkish reddish colors here, but then you get into the greens and almost oranges in here, some very light colors, but like I said, some of the turquoises are still around. It's a myriad of colors. I mean, it is interesting. You got kind of this pattern here because of the twist, so it's very symmetrical as far as kind of what you're seeing on both sides of the center line of this shirt. Yeah, it came out really cool. I mean, this Warrior Princess gives you lots of variety in color. And stay tuned, because in the future I will do just a gravity dye shirt featuring this color specifically. So we will get to that in the future. But as far as this project, I think this was a great success. This gives me a great foundation for the message that I plan to heat set onto this shirt. And so come back for part 2 to see that. But as far as part 1, I think this is a great foundation. This works out really well. I love it. Hey, if you like it too, why don't you give me a thumbs up on this one? And if you think this is really cool, share it around to your friends. That helps out my channel. And don't forget, you've made it to the end of the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos, because I make cool stuff like this all the time. And if you want to help support my channel, don't forget about my Buy Me a Coffee page and the Super Thanks. And if you need any materials, go ahead down into the description to my affiliate links and grab that. That helps me out as well. Well, I thank you all for watching. Like I said, don't forget to come back to see part 2. I'm going to print out the message on my Cricut cutter, and then we'll heat set it onto the shirt, and then this will be ready for my daughter's birthday gift. All right, we'll see you at part 2. Thanks for watching. Love all my subscribers. Peace out, baby, and go have fun tie-dyeing. I've got a couple other shirts. I've got a couple...